Today we will be teaching you Git and GitHub. Git and GitHub are basically like two very funny tools that you can use to manage your code and other stuff. You can basically think of GitHub as a Google Drive for your code, but it's way cooler because you can it's basically a time machine. You can go back in history, and there are also other features that are very funny. For example, if you have no place to store the website we're building, put it on GitHub. Or a friend just ruined your Minecraft world and you want to go back, use Git, travel in time. Or say, nowhere to store your 2 terabytes of a homework folder, put it on GitHub. Okay, don't actually do the last one, but you get the idea. You can do lots of funny things with Git and GitHub. Now first, before you actually start using Git and GitHub, you'll have to create an account. So go ahead and click the link in the description to go to the website and create an account. After you do that, you can sign in and we can start the tutorial. So first thing you want to do is open up your web browser and you want to go to the GitHub website. Now here, basically, if you want to create a new repository, what a repository is basically like a folder to store all your code or whatever you want to upload. All you need to do to create a new repository is press the plus arrow in the top right corner. And then you can say, ignore all those things. All we're going to look at is this new repository function. Now click it, and you can create a new repository. Now that we're at create a repository, we can first give the repository a name. For example, if I'm doing a GitHub tutorial, I can type perhaps GitHub tutorial. And we can give it description if you want to. I'm just going to type the funny GitHub tutorial. And then you can set it as public or private. I'm going to set it as private so people don't see that I'm creating this repository, but you should probably set it as public. What a Readme file is basically a cool file that you can edit to do cool things. We're going to cover that in a future video, so you don't really need to, press add a Readme file, but we're not going to do anything with it. For git ignore, you should probably add one of these. Just press add and type whatever language you're going to use. For example, if I'm going to use Python, just type in Python and it should give you the default template. Click on that. Or say if I'm using C++, click on this if you're doing one in C++. Sometimes there won't be an existing .gigignore file for it, so just don't add one. Say if I want to do it in JavaScript, there's nothing to show, so that means there isn't one, so you don't have to add one. I will add one, but I'll just do Python. License, this is up to you. If you want other people stealing your work, don't add one, but if you want to somehow protect it, not really protect it, but pick a license, always use MIT license. Use anything else and we'll send you to purgatory. Yeah, MIT. And now we can press create the repository. And here it is. After we created our repository, we need to download it to our computer so we can edit stuff on our computer and later upload it to here. Basically, what you want to do is copy the link. And then you need to open your command line. There's a way to do this with a GUI, but we won't be doing that. Instead, you'll have to install Git. So we'll leave the link in the description. Basically, after installing it, you need to type Git. First navigate to a folder, which is the cd command. Basically, cd means change directory, which is some super cool way of saying I want to move to another folder. So first, move to the folder you want to install it. In my case, it'll be documents/GitHub. It's always a good practice to have a separate GitHub folder instead of cloning everything into your desktop or downloads or whatever. So yeah, change directory to that folder, and now we can say git clone. So git download and paste the link. Now once you hit enter, it will download everything. And yeah, that's how you download a repository. Once we download everything, we can start editing. So I'm just going to do some quick editing. I'm going to change directory. Well, you can use a regular text editor or anything, say like PyCharm or Visual Studio Code, or like heck, the default Windows text editor. Use anything. Just first go to the folder. I'm going to do it in the command line. And now ls is basically just list all the files inside this folder. You can see these are the two files we created. For example, if I want to edit readme.md, I'll just ignore what I'm writing right now. This is basically me editing the file. This is what like the stuff we have inside the file. For example, if I want to change funny into like the not very funny GitHub to then I can, well, you save it. No matter which text editor you do, just save it and go back to the command line. Now I'm going to clear this. Now we can type git status, and this will tell us all the files we changed, because I just changed the readme. It will show that you changed this file. Now we're going to basically add a checkpoint so that if any time in the future we screw up, we can always just like revert to this point in time. So say I create a checkpoint right now, and sometime in the future I like screw up, I can always just come back to this exact place, and all the files, everything will be reverted to this exact time. So basically a time machine. To create this checkpoint though, we want to use git. Well, first we need to add all the files we changed. Sometimes you don't want to add a certain file because it's like unfinished or something. Then you'll have to do git add and whatever the path to this folder or file is. In our case, if you want to add everything, always just type /. For like, if you want to learn how to do certain files, we'll teach like absolute and like basically how to navigate the computer with these types of paths. Now, if you type git status, it turns green because it says we've added this to what we want to commit. Now commit is basically creating that checkpoint. So if we do git commit, it will commit, basically it'll create a checkpoint with all the files we added. Now if we press enter, this thing will pop up. What this means is basically if you want to like add a message to your checkpoint to like tell what it means, so in case in the future you're like scrolling through 50 checkpoints, you want to know exactly what you created and what it is about. So it's always good to give it a good name. For example, I can say update readme.md because that's the file I updated. That you can name it whatever you want, but I generally like to update whatever file I just updated if it's a single file. Anything in like these hashtags, those are comments, same as Python. Anything written behind them is ignored, so I can spam a whole bunch and it won't go into the final message. Now, usually if the text editor will be Vim, so if you want to know how to exit that program, you have to first press escape, press shift, and then press Z twice. That's if you're in Vim. If you're in Nano though, or whatever other things, there's usually, well, you probably have to Google search it, or if you see a legend at the bottom, just follow it and commit it. Now, basically, we've created this checkpoint. Now, to put this checkpoint onto GitHub, our like social, like quote social media platform for developers, we have to do git push origin. Basically, what this means is git upload to the website. So just upload whatever we committed. You can like commit 50 times and then push, or you can commit one time and then push directly. I generally like to push every like 2 or 3 commits, but that's up to you. Now hit enter. And that's it. Sometimes it will prompt you for your username, GitHub username and password. Put in your username, and for password, you'll need to generate a token. We'll leave a link on how to generate your token in the description below, because it's not an easy thing to cover, and I can't exactly show you because that's where I store all my tokens. So basically, it's a super long password that you have to copy and paste. After you're done though, we can come back to GitHub and we can reload the page. And now you see it changed from 1 commit to 2 commits. And as you can see, I changed the funny GitHub tutorial into the not funny GitHub tutorial. Now everything is uploaded. And as you can see, if I hit commit, you can see that exact checkpoint I created, which is update readme.md. Basically, these are very basics you need to know for GitHub, like how to upload things, how to commit things, how to, we'll obviously cover stuff, more advanced stuff in the future, like how to revert to a previous checkpoint or revert to a previous commit, and how to like add on to other people's projects or do other funny stuff, but that's going to be for a future video. So yeah, like have fun with GitHub, and if you have any questions, like ask them in the Discord channel or go search it on Google. But yeah, that's it.